Hello, fellow Nursing 713 students. This is Jane Jarula here. I just want to say before I start this presentation that I'm not sure how long this computer will allow me to go. I might have to do this in segments. I don't know yet how much YouTube will accept. So this might be part 1 of 2 or part 1 of 3. Hopefully it'll just be part 1 of 1. All right, here goes. Hello, everybody. My name is Jane Jarula. I've been a registered nurse and working in hospice for 5 years now, and I've got my certification in hospice and palliative care, CHPN. I want to just say right here that nothing that I am going to be talking about today presents a conflict of interest for myself or any other organization. And today I'm going to talk with you about advanced care planning. To start, we're going to talk about what we mean by advanced care planning and advanced directives. Then we'll discuss why these things may be useful, as well as problems that loved ones and hospital staff may encounter when they're not used. We'll follow this with examples of typical situations where advanced directives apply. And by that point, you should have a basic understanding of what advanced care planning and advanced directives are and how they're used. Then we'll take a more practical turn and help you apply what you've learned. We'll talk about opportune times to initiate the discussion about advanced directives with patients. In most cases, it'll take some time for patients to absorb the idea of having advanced directives and also take time for them to follow up and actually do something about it. So we'll discuss opportunities for you to advance this discussion with the patient. Once a patient believes that this is a good idea, he or she may ask, okay, what do I do now? How do I get started? Well, we'll provide suggestions on how you can help the patient take the next steps. The patient may then ask, well, I have had the appropriate discussions and I've completed the next necessary documents. What do I do with them? We'll discuss useful guidance in this area as well. Now let's discuss what we mean by advanced care planning. We all live with the uncertainty that accidents happen and that anyone at any age can end up with a debilitating condition. This can result in individuals becoming incapacitated to make healthcare decisions on their own behalf, either because of loss of consciousness or loss of mental capacity. The need for advanced care planning arises from this type of situation. What advanced care planning does is allow the individual to consider how they would like to be treated or not treated if something like that happens. It allows you to make plans while you still have the clear-minded capacity to make those plans. It allows you to take into consideration the advice of others, like your spouse, your doctor, trusted friends, and advisors. It's not something you can or should do in 20 minutes. It requires a lot of thought and the consideration of others. Once you have a plan, it lets your loved ones and the medical community know your wishes about treatment. This is increasingly important because we're living in an aging society. Although becoming incapacitated can happen to anyone at any age, it's more likely to occur with the elderly. Not only is the elderly population a growing demographic, but larger numbers of Americans are living later, into their 80s, 90s, and older. And at this point, they're more likely to lose mental capacity or have a terminal illness. Nevertheless, across all age groups, not just the elderly, 1 out of 4 Americans at some point in their lives is in a position of not having mental capacity when a medical decision needs to be made. So now we're going to talk about advanced directives, or ADs for short. ADs are written documents by which people can carry out advanced care planning. They're legally recognized documents in New Jersey as well as in other states. They're revocable, meaning that they can be changed at any time. They go into effect only when patients become mentally incapacitated and unable to make decisions about their medical treatment. Next, they indicate under what circumstances certain types of medical treatment should be applied or not applied. This is particularly important because in today's medical community, it's extremely difficult to withhold treatment while there's a possibility of prolonging life. That is, unless there are clear instructions to the contrary. Advance directives can provide these instructions. For instance, even if a patient's prognosis is extremely limited brain function and likeliness of living in a persistent vegetative state, unless that patient has stated otherwise in advance, he or she may be kept alive indefinitely.